Hey, it's the RegCF Chronicles, where we shout out companies doing amazing and innovative work in sustainability, climate, or ag space. Each company uses regulation crowdfunding to raise money from the public, turning their supporters into investors. This isn't Kickstarter, friends. This is next level. If you're interested in RegCF, whether as an investor or as an entrepreneur like myself, you're in the right place. Let's dig in. So first up, we have NovoMoto, and they're doing their RegCF offering on a website called wefunder.com. wefunder.com/NovoMoto is how you can find them. And WeFunder has a bunch of other companies on there. So we're just looking at just one example. And like I mentioned, we're doing companies that are plugged into either sustainability, climate, or agriculture. So this one caught my eye because of their unique use of solar electricity. Now, solar has its pros and cons, but I like the way that they're using it. So I wanted to highlight this company. And then also take advantage of going through what an example of what regulation crowdfunding looks like. What does the page look like? And I'm going to talk about it from the perspective of the investor and the entrepreneur as best that I can without getting myself too confused. But every regulation crowdfunding online platform like WeFunder, there's other ones like StartEngine, that's the one that my company uses, or Seed Invest, that's another one. Republic, there's a bunch of them now that are out there, and they each will have their own different style, layout, and like I mentioned, even their own niche of what the type of companies that are attracted to them or that they like to represent. So WeFunder is a pretty cool website, and I find that there's some companies there that I've checked out from time to time. They were on our list when we were doing our research, but anyway, this company here, you can see they have a pitch video. So there's a quick video of the company talking about the problem that they're solving, the solution, the team, etc. So I'm going to play just a little bit of this so you can get a sampling of what a pitch video might look like.
My name is Mehrdad Rajman. We are the founders of NovoMoto, an all-free clean electricity company.
NovoMoto serves customers where I was born, right here in the Democratic Republic of Congo. 91% of Congo lacks access to reliable electricity. This is more than 73 million people. An average Congolese family spends about $18 per month on electricity alternatives. And for what? To huddle around dim and potentially dangerous lamps, candles, and flashlights for a few hours a night, and to leave their phones to charge for hours at kiosks with diesel generators. NovoMoto has a solution.
So that's just a little bit of their video, and in all the videos, depending on the company, they're shorter or longer, different styles, different budgets used, different people just doing it with their phone. You can tell that some people are really going all out, and it depends on your budget and how much you're trying to raise. So don't think like if you're an entrepreneur looking to do regulation crowdfunding, this example is probably one of the higher end examples that I've seen out there. So don't get too intimidated by that. Next, what they'll typically have is they'll always show the amount that they've currently raised and the maximum amount that they can raise. So for regulation crowdfunding, one of the things I did not talk about is that for regulation crowdfunding, there's a limit on how much you can raise, and that limit is $1,070,000. So you can see right here, they're at that maximum limit right there. That's how much they're looking to raise, and they're over 300,000 of that. Now, you may be thinking, if you're an entrepreneur, the most I can raise is $1 million. That's not really going to do much good for my company. I need way more than $1 million. Well, they're actually looking to move that limit up. The SEC is currently right now taking public comment from people to get feedback on whether or not they should move that limit from $1 million to $5 million, which would be a substantial difference, and was one thing that I'm looking forward to and supporting myself. So that would definitely be a game changer for a lot of other different types of companies to get into the regulation crowdfunding game to try to figure out how to raise money for their businesses. So they're up to over 300,000. And if you want to invest, you have to set up an account from an investment perspective. So you would set up an account, you would figure out how much it is that you are looking to raise, click invest. And then when you click invest, it will ask you a series of other questions about your financial situation, because although anyone can invest, accredited or unaccredited investors. There are still limits on how much an unaccredited investor can invest. And actually, they're taking public comment on that too to raise those limits. So, regulation crowdfunding, it's new. It just started, but it's being improved upon because people see value in it. So the next thing I want to show you is the terms, and the terms always have to be shown on the regulation crowdfunding platform. The terms of the deal. And it's the only place that the companies is actually allowed to show them. They're not allowed to show this anywhere else, which is the reason why, and I'll talk about that a little bit later, you can't really, the companies can't really show their terms. They can't really advertise their page the way that it is. So they have to be kind of smart about it. But the terms for this deal, this very first one, is they're using a convertible note, which is different than most people will use an equity instrument. So there are different instruments that you can use to create your terms if you're an entrepreneur. So as a business owner, you can say, I'm looking to do equity, give away a percentage of my company, or I'm looking for a loan, or I'm looking for some sort of revenue sharing, or I'm looking for a convertible note. And there are other variations out there too, but the most common ones that I've seen out there have been either equity is most common, then convertible note, and loans. Those are pretty common too. So a convertible note is like a hybrid between a loan and equity. It's basically a company's going out there and asking for a loan, and then they'll eventually give all those loan holders equity. So I'm basically saying, can you loan me some money and I'll give you equity later? Can you loan me $100,000 and I'll give you $100,000 worth of equity later? Oh, okay, sure. I'll give you $100,000 worth and $100,000 worth of equity later, but that's a lot of risk. So what do I get in exchange for that very risky situation that I'm putting myself in? So here's where the company sweetens the deal for the investor. The company says, okay, can you give me $100,000 and I'll give you an interest rate on that loan. So if I don't ever go to that next step, I can pay you back. I can pay you the loan and interest. And obviously, from the investor's perspective, the higher the interest, the better. So for this convertible note, the interest that they're willing to give people for this loan, quote unquote, is 8%. Some people may say that's not sweet enough. Okay, it's not. So we'll sweeten it even more, and we'll say, I'll give you all of that amount in equity. So not just the 100,000, but even the interest. So all the interest that you get as well, I'll give you that much of equity, and I'll also give you a discount on that equity. So if the shares are worth $10 a share, I'll give you them for cheaper. I'll give you more shares basically. I'll give you it for a discount. What's the discount going to be? So in this case, the discount is 20%. So using my example, when it's time for the next round, when it's time to give up equity, let's say, for example, that the shares are worth $10, a 20% discount would mean that the people that had this convertible note would only pay $8 a share, which means you get more shares for your money. So basically, they sweeten the deal in two ways. They'll sweeten it by allowing you to charge interest. So for that loan, we'll give you some interest. Thank you very much. And then also, when we go to that next round, when we do our equity round, we're going to give you an incredible discount to say thank you for jumping on board so early in the game. So anybody who's not a convertible note holder, they don't get that discount. They would have to pay $10 a share, and they would have to pay directly out of pocket without the added benefit of the interest rate. There are other terms and definitions out there like the valuation cap, because when they go to that next equity round, there's some other details that have to be figured out about, well, how much are the shares worth, and what happens if you sell the company before you actually go to that round, or what happens if you can't pay it back. So all of that information is very vital, and this is where I will say there's some risk that the convertible note holder is taking, and there's risk in all investment. So this is where I like to remind people that you definitely need to invest at your own risk. Do your own research and only invest what you can afford to lose. That goes for anything out there. That you need to understand that this is an investment and there's risk. So make sure that you are investing at your own risk. Do your research and only invest what you can lose. There's lots of risk out there. These are startup companies. They're new. Some of them have traction, some of them may not. Some of them have great ideas and may take years to develop. Some of them will take off right away. You have to do your own research and you have to figure out what's best for you. So moving on, there's more to show. Every page will also have more information about the opportunity. Why would you want to invest? This is where they're trying to explain the opportunity, get you to understand the mission, the passion behind the team, get you excited about getting involved, and they'll also give you some information about the team itself and the company. A lot of the company details you'll find in here as well. So there's some information about the news. There's some things to download. Different platforms have different layouts, different things to download. So you'll see that it's a little bit different depending on where you go. But I always enjoy the stories behind each of the companies. So it talks about their why. Like, why did they start that? And what's driving them? And I think this is really where companies can really show their difference, like highlight why are you different than another CBD brand, or why are you different than the next app, and what's your team about, what are your values about? Because putting your stuff out here like this, you're looking for, as an entrepreneur going on Regulation Crowdfunding, you're looking for your tribe, you're looking for the people that resonate with you. So this is a great opportunity for you to just show everybody what you're about, what you're trying to do, and get it out there and find those people that it resonates with. There's also sections for the investors to communicate. So sometimes different platforms will have like an investor Q&A, like an FAQ section. Other platforms will have a comment section where the questions are usually back and forth. So you'll see here, they have an ask a question section up here. So this is where investors and the companies are actually going kind of back and forth. The founders are answering questions that you're putting in there. And this is really to make sure that all of the information about this offering is all in one location. It's a public offering, and one of the stipulations of Regulation Crowdfunding is that the company has to make sure that they're communicating everything to their investment community, and they're not giving some information to some people and other information to other people. The information has to be consistent for everyone. So in order to make sure that the information is consistent for everyone, they want you to put it all in one place, and that one place is this online platform. So that's why you'll have everything in here: the videos, the offering, the terms, the financials, questions and answers, comments, all that you'll find that in this Regulation Crowdfunding platform. So they're jam-packed with information. If you're interested in investing, go through, read the comments, read the questions, check out other companies, look around, see what's going on, and make smart decisions. And make sure, again, before we end, invest, do your own research, and only invest what you can lose. I am not a financial consultant. I don't want to claim any type of responsibility, but I also don't want to deny the fact that there are some opportunities out there. But just be smart about it and pick which ones resonate with you and speak to you the most. And start slow and start small, especially if you're new. What we're going to do, because I know there's lots of terms, lots of things that talked about during this broadcast, during this episode, and we want to make sure that we provide you with some more resources. So we'll put some stuff down in the comment section. And we're also going to be doing more of this as well. So let us know what type of information you want to know about. Like if you want us to go into more detail about convertible notes and terms, or what types of companies can do this, get more into the specifics, let us know. Until then, we're going to stay high level. We're just going to touch base on a few different companies from time to time. We'll do another version. I'm looking for a really great cannabis and CBD example to show everybody. So that'll probably be the next one to check out, because yes, you can use Regulation Crowdfunding for cannabis and CBD, but you have to be a little bit creative about how you do it. So I'm going to be showing you some examples on that next. So stay tuned. Thanks, everybody. But don't go anywhere. there's more to come.
Hey, before you go, did you know, due to SEC regulations, companies raising money through RegCF can't share the terms of their offering outside of the Regulation Crowdfunding platform? We can do it, but they can't. This makes it a little difficult for companies to advertise and to spread the word. So, if you enjoyed watching this episode, please share it with your network. I'm sure the company we highlighted would appreciate it. And please, don't forget to subscribe, like, and follow us for more.